okay, Levi and Bonsai? But the last two questions felt like it was psychology and not English. What are we doing today? Having a good time. Dancing before World War III. That's what we're doing. I'm so uncoordinated today. Oh, merry-go-round TikTok version. So that's Hal's Moving Castle, I'm pretty sure. No problem. Number 3? I don't think I've ever tried that, sure. Hungarian dance. Are you talking about the famous one? Because that's 5. Yes, everyone says that. Like the stream and subscribe as an ex mod. I love the promo. What piece is this? This is Hungarian Rhapsody number 1 by Liszt. You want Transcendental Etude S139 number 4 Mazeppa? Mazeppa. We could mess around with that. Hey Adam, how's it going? that's number 3. I don't know if I've ever read this one. How's it going, everybody? Come on in. We're having fun. I don't like when the pieces are called really long and weird names. I agree. You know, we should just go back to naming everything sequential numbers, right? Just style and then sequential numbers. All right, number 2, and here we go. Number 3. Oh, let me get this right. So hold on. It's a good one. I was supposed to say 5. Okay. Try to play the hardest piece you can play. Never meant to belong. Never meant to belong. Yeah, it's okay, Levi. I already wrote it down. Don't worry. Yeah, we can do number 5. Never meant to belong. I don't have time for those numbers. Sure, I get that. Yeah, we'll do never meant to belong. Here we go. Let's do number 5, because that's the one you meant. I get it. It's okay. I don't know why it goes down to B there. That doesn't make sense. That one is way, 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 way cooler than Rushy. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry for the Rushy enjoyers, but this is way cooler. And then best part of the whole thing. Here we go. You ready? Then you gotta get real sad. Get all sentimental, and then you got to blow the roof off. Way over the top. I need to ask, are you sight reading all the songs? Yes, I'm totally sight reading 90% of the songs, for sure. Now, again, as I do this more and more, it's going to turn less and less into sight reading. Like this Never Meant to Belong. This is maybe the 3rd time somebody's requested this. So, I'm definitely more familiar with it now. Oh, thank you. Probably the easiest way to tell if I've done something before is if I'm staring at chat while I'm playing it. I've probably played it before. The big three is the best. This is the big three rhythm right here. Ba, 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 ba. It's all good stuff. How do you request? You just throw it in the chat. It's better if you go on the Discord. It makes it a little bit easier. We were in a band. I was so confused, like how, when, and like. Yeah, I am in a band. Back in the 1940s. Good. Link in the bio. Yeah, you're good at piano, and I'm training hard to be better than you. Awesome. Please be better than me. I would love it if you were better than me. I want all you guys to be better than me. It may take you, 25 plus years, but, why not start working now? Why not start working now? Solas Interstellar? Sure. Any Zelda? Yeah. What Zelda do you want? Solas Interstellar. Okay, here's your Transcendental Etude, because you really wanted it. Did I request this before, or did somebody else request this madness? It's really hard to sight read a Liszt Etude. I'm just going to preface that. It does help that he's just doing a bunch of diminished chords, though, here at the beginning. That's enough of that for now. Repertoire piece that I'm doing, Wiedemann, Schumann, and Liszt. Liszt was just Liszt. Ooh, Fairy Fountain? Sure. I will succeed. You will not be better than me. Awesome. I love it. Can you play Idea 10? Sure. Dearly beloved. If you want, Levi, it's part of the game, though. If we miss stuff, who cares? I don't mean that flippantly. I mean, I kind of do mean it flippantly. It's just sort of part of the game. Wiedemann. So don't stress about it. Fairy Fountain. That's a great one. Let me just pull up a bunch of these, because might as well. Dearly beloved. And then Wiedemann. Do I enjoy Fridays? That's a good question. I don't know. The way that I work, every day is just another day. It's just another day. So that's what I would say. Yes, thank you. Subscribe and like. It is definitely for your benefit, because very, very soon, like we're like talking days now, I will get approved to monetize, and then we'll be able to do a lot more. Do I play any other instruments? Yes. Dearly Beloved is better than Fairy Fountain. Whoa, we're starting some back and forth here. Hold on. I need to add Liszt so I can get some Lisztian transcription there. Okay, all right, we're gonna do some stuff. We'll start with Fairy Fountain. Then we gotta scroll a little bit. Yeah, of course. You'll sub for Fairy Fountain, but I'll straight for Dearly Beloved. We'll just do them back to back. Why not? Hi from Korea. Hey, hi back. Hey, hi to you from the United States to Spain. That's awesome. Can you play some Johann Christian Bach? Yeah, throw some suggestions out. I can just pick something, but it's a lot more fun if you want to throw out some suggestions. Solas. I'll do some solas now. What's the hardest part of reading music? That's a really good question. I would say at the beginning, it's going to be, so it's kind of funny. At the very beginning, it's literally just reading the notes, right? It's picking out where the notes are. Then once you get that down and you start to realize there's structures there and there's repetition, then it's understanding theory enough to know what's going on. Once you get the theory background down, oh, and actually, sorry, I missed a spot. Okay, very beginner, you're going to talk about the very, very beginning of reading music. It's about reading the notes, right? So work on reading the notes. Just work on those letters, right? Just instant letters. Musictheory.net's a great resource. You just work on letters like, oh, that's an A, that's an E, that's a B flat, boom, right? After that, you start to recognize some patterns, but there's a little step in between, which I almost forgot about, which is the eyes, the back and forth with the eyes. You gotta cut that out. So that's the second really big hurdle that's super hard to get over, is the eye back and forth. Trusting your hands and your ears and your fingertips enough that you're not looking at your hands when you're playing. And then the third and final hurdle is understanding theory well enough that you can be able to understand what's happening in the song and put it all together. Yeah, suggest something. That's sweet. Pakistan, awesome. Can you play any other instruments? Yes, I can. I play drums. I play guitar a bit. I sing. Chopin Etude, Opus 25, number 1. Let's throw that up there just so that we have it, so we can look at it. Yeah, we can talk about it. All right. No, it's not you. I was getting a phone call. Is it back? Yes, I actually play classical music. It's just most people do not actually request classical music. So when you're working on this etude, who is asking? Any tips? Okay. I definitely don't expect you. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm not going to play the whole thing by sight reading, for sure. Not going to waste anybody's time doing that. But we can take some stuff right away from this, Vinny. We can take some stuff right away from this. So the first thing that I would say is think about the important notes. So in many ways, the piece ends up becoming this. Ya, da, 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 da. That's all it really is. So then what you end up doing is you add in all the extra notes, but all the extra notes are just color. They're nothing. You want to barely play them. You can actually really work on it by not even really emphasizing them, just like barely touching them. Yeah, super, super important. And then the other thing I would say, and you depends on your teacher, practicing these jumps and then closing your eyes. Let's see if I remember the piece enough to do this. Was it? Nope. It's... Eyes closed practice, incredible. What's the important notes? I'm sure you probably already know that stuff. It's pretty basic stuff, but I mean, if it ain't broke. In measure 32, okay, yes, let's actually go to there before we move on. It's so funny. I feel like these streams, Like Him by Tyler, Interstellar, yeah, Interstellar. Icarus by Tony Ann, Nouveau Bianche. I'll pull up some of these. Nouveau Bianche, Icarus, Tony Ann. Grab that. And then we'll talk polyrhythms for just a second. What's my favorite music? Levi, we're talking about this right now, so you're going to just miss it. I'm sorry. What is your favorite? Thanks for coming by, though. What is your favorite music? I don't really have one. I love all music. I love classical. I love jazz. I love pop. I love anything. As long as someone wrote it, hey, if a human being put some effort behind it, I respect that enough to listen to it. Okay, let's talk polyrhythms for a second. Oops. So all that business, right? What you want to do with the polyrhythm is approach it two different ways. The first would be line the thing up and then kind of move through it and then stop where you're lining up. Find different parts. And then stop. So you really feel when the hands are together. That's a really great thing to do. The other one is to count and get it exactly correct. Why do I look like Zuckerberg? I am a generic white male. I think generic white male looks like Zuckerberg. And he had his hair short and I had my hair short. Then I grew my hair out and then the dude decided to grow his hair out. It just happens. There you go, Vinny. Okay, we got to reinterpret. Take this psychology trick and run with it. The thing you hate practicing is the key to unlocking the next level. Change the psychology. Instead of sitting here and going, oh, I hate counting, go, if I counted, I get this so much faster. That would be the trick. So what you do is count 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 6, right? And then each top note is 2. And then the bottom ones are every 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Super pain makes a huge difference. Song du Tom. Yeah, I remember you. Remember all the peeps. All right, we're gonna play some of these. I'm gonna go back to idea 10. Somebody asked for that a while ago. I hope you're still here. Maple Leaf rag. I wonder if anybody can come up with a better, not a better rag. No, we'll do a little bit of Joplin. There's so many rags out there, though. It's kind of funny that you guys always, I mean, I guess it's normal, but... Idea 22. We'll pull it up. We won't do it right away, but I dig it. Abridged. Trying to find a good copy of it. Oh, it's ugly. Lots of ugly copies of these things. All right, here's Nouveau Blanche. Oh, you've got a friend in me? Oh, thanks, Vinny. Yes, sight reading is so good. Would a chromatic mediant or a dominant 3 are in theory? Yes, we can definitely do that. What do I know this from? Have I ever walked by and someone said you look like Mark Zuckerberg? No. In person, I get a lot of, for a while it was the just do it guy. And then Paul Rudd occasionally on the right day. Theory of everything. We'll throw that on there. No, I'm not ignoring you, Levi. I'm just trying to cater to everybody. There's a lot of people going on. Okay, I want to talk chromatic mediant or dominant 3 for a second. I do want to look up chromatic mediant because chromatic mediant are altered mediant and submediant chords. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to double check because that's been a while since I've heard about that, so I wanted to make sure I knew what it was talking about there. We got Icarus pulled up, we got those pulled up. Ooh, we got Vidmund still pulled up. Yes, we did Solos already. All right, I'll see ya, Bonsai. Maple Leaf Rag, yeah, we'll pull that up. Let's talk a little theory though. You know, we got to go back and forth. It's all about learning stuff as you do that. Yeah, I do play drums. I don't play them as well as piano, but I play drums. Okay, so here's the deal. you got your chords, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all the chords in your normal major key, right? Yes, and we can answer that too, Vinny. So let's go to the dominant 3 first, because that is an easier concept to pull out right away. And then we'll go back to chromatic media. So a dominant chord, what you're really referring to is a specific type of secondary dominant. So typically, the way that you talk about secondary dominants is what they're going to. So what you'll say is the secondary dominant, the 5 of 2 or the 5 of 3. So if you're actually talking about the dominant 3 chord, that's 5 of 6. And that's a very common way to get to the minor. So we're in C major. Then we have an E7 chord. And that leads us down to A minor. But you can do that with any scale degree. You just say the 5 of whatever you're going to. So the 5 of 2 would be A7, right? We're here, and then we go to the 5 of 2, and then we go to 2. We could do the 5 of 3, and then to B7, and then to E minor. That's really about the dominant 3. Now, it also ties into a chromatic mediant, because chromatic mediant is going to be all about an adjustment or an alteration of the mediant chord, which is the 3. Common chromatic mediants are going to be when it is major, right? And that's going to generally lead you to A minor. Or chromatic mediants could be from the minor scale. So we borrow from the minor scale. So a common one for anybody who plays blues or rock is a flat 3. So that chromatic mediant is just kind of a stand-in for any time you're taking a note that's not in the scale and you're kind of pulling it into the scale. Because that's ultimately these buzzwords. We talked about this a few days ago. Chromatic versus diatonic. Diatonic is you go, I only got 7 notes. I'm never going to do anything other than 7 notes. 7 notes is all I got. Nouveau Bianche, which we just played, is a diatonic song. Idea 10 is a diatonic song. Tons of pop music, tons of anime music, tons of video game music are all diatonic. Why exactly is a dominant 3 an E major in the key of C and not just a typical E minor? You said it in the name. So let me answer this real quickly, and then I will answer your other question, but I'll play some more music first. Dominant 3 is in the name. So when you say 3, you mean the 3rd scale degree. So that means E. But that's all it means. Without any other context, if you just say the 3 chord, we're going to assume diatonic and part of C major. So it's going to be E minor 7. But the moment you say dominant, you are referring to a chord with a major triad and a minor 7th. And guess what major triad you have there? E, G sharp, B, and then you have the minor 7th, which is D. That is, by definition, a dominant chord. If you say dominant, that is what you mean. So, that's what it is. We'll play a little bit more music, and then we will get into some more questions. Paige, don't fail me now. Come on, what page turns? That's terrible. say, I really do prefer Rags at the slow tempo, which is what Scott Joplin said. But wouldn't it be hilarious if he just actually sucked at piano? And so he was telling everybody, yo, bros, it's only slow. You gotta play this slow. And it's just because he was bad. And he was like, if I tell everyone that my pieces are slow, maybe they won't realize I don't suck. Yeah, I know, Vinny, and you are dead on, but I just think it's hilarious. It would be funny if he was just doing it to cover up the fact that he couldn't play very fast. But no, yeah, it's all good, Vinny. We're on the same sync. This is idea 22. Yeah, we just did Maple Leaf Rag. Learned it in my jazz history class. Yeah, it's really, yeah, another banger diatonic song. Oh, new subscriber, thank you so much. Piano by myself too on YouTube. Oh, great. That's awesome. Learning piano on your own is a fantastic thing if you can pull it off. It's hard. Here's Icarus, and this is yet another diatonic song. How can I learn keyboard? Okay, DevMart, I will give you in like a minute, this would be my, let's say a 3-step plan. I'm gonna give you a 3-step plan to really learn keyboard or piano really fast. Here's the 3-step plan. Step number 1 is learn the letters on the instrument. You could start on A down here. I don't know any of these songs, Preya. Just throw it out there. Chariot of Fire, sure, I'll pull it up. Claire de Lune, I'll pull it up. Is that the ba ba da ba 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 ba? Is that really? No, that's something else, right? You think I know this music? Come on. Yes, it is that. Okay, all right, we'll do that in a second. All right, let me get back to this plan for you. Viva la Vida. Oh, you're totally fine, Vinny. No, please be skeptical. Please be skeptical. Okay, so DevMart. This is what you're going to do. You're first going to learn the letters. How are you going to learn the letters? You're going to use the black keys. 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, all the way up. A is in the middle on the right of those. A. If that's a hard thing to do, then go all the way down to the bottom of the piano. A. Right? And then you're going to count them out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now you know the letters. Once you get that done, you're going to do it backwards. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Once you get that done, you're going to go to D. D is in between the 2 black keys. And you're going to go D, and you're going to skip. D, F, A, C, E, G, B. And then you go back down. D, B, G, E, C, A, F, D. Once you get that down, you know the letters. Step number 2, start working on technique. You could just start on a note and go up and down, trying to use every finger. Or you could do a full scale. The last step is pick your access point. Do you want to learn from YouTube tutorials? Do you want to learn to read music? Do you want to learn by ear? There you go. 3 steps. I think within a month to 2 months, if you just did that, you'd be rocking and rolling. What song do I know well? I know a ton of pop music really well because I've been working in that field for a while. And then I've been working on this Hungarian Rhapsody for a bit. Can I learn Ballade No. 1 by Chopin after 2 years of playing? Here's the deal. You can do anything. You absolutely can do anything. It just depends on how stubborn you want to be. It may get really annoying trying to do that. Because it may just be really like you're pounding your head against the wall when you're trying to do that. All right, I pulled up Theory of Everything. I'm gonna grab Watching from Brazil. How to learn to read notes like, I already mastered the basics, but when I do one with a lot of lines, it's so hard to read, like how do I learn them faster? In a reasonable time? No, not in a reasonable time. You're not gonna learn it in 2 months. After 2 years, no. No, you're not gonna learn it in 2 months. It would take me 2 months to learn the Ballade well. Yeah, no, Preya, no, that's not really true. Yeah, it's a year. You may be able to get through it in a year after 2 years of playing. So again, if that sounds fun to you, go for it. If that sounds like a pain, start with some easier songs. Okay, let's play some music. Let's close this. Let's close this. Yeah, I've heard many stories without proper technique. Yes, play something blues. Stop spamming, and I may actually do it. Albanese would be fun. Yes, Vinny, you are totally right. You do need to be careful. But to be honest, you can hurt yourself with anything on piano. You can get injured easily by playing an instrument. Piano is one of the most brutal for injuries. You really need to work on your body awareness and your awareness of your joints and how they feel. So if you're feeling achy, that's generally a sign of muscle fatigue, and that's okay. A little bit of pain is generally part of the process. I know a ton of people are like, you never should feel pain. That is bizarre. I don't agree with that. But I will say, if you're feeling sharp pain, that's a problem. So, cut the finger after the concert. Ouch. Oof. That person's probably lying or a savant. If saw a guy on Reddit learn the Ballade. Also, I would want to see that performance. Going on 3 years of piano playing, people say I've learned fast because I'm doing like Rachmaninoff etudes. Yeah, CV gaming. That's not super usual. Although if you're motivated, you definitely can. It's just how fast. Yeah, exactly. It just comes down to how fast you improve. So. All right, let's do some more of these. Theory of Everything, here we go. Okay. Lots of C sharp minor. C sharp minor for days. iPhone ringtone? Interesting. Oh, really? Oh yeah, no, don't worry. Don't worry, Claire de Lune is pulled up. Don't panic. How can I make my brain multitask when playing? Hey, here's a fun thing that I learned recently, and I can prove this to you really quickly. Multitasking is a lie. You cannot multitask. Okay, think about one thing and then try to think of another thing at the exact same time. You can't. You can't. We basically are fooling ourselves when we think we're multitasking. We're going one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. We're not actually multitasking. So when you're actually reading the treble clef and the bass clef at the same time, what you're really doing is thinking about the treble clef really, really fast and then thinking about the bass clef really, really fast. So the more that you can comprehensively think of them as one big chunk all together, because of theory, because of experience, because of pattern recognition, the quicker you're going to be to sight read. So anyway, little neuroscience from someone who's not qualified to actually give that to you. Hold on, let me. Love that song? Oh, great. I'm so glad. Yeah, I can give an opinion on compositions. Why is atonal music harder to sight read? That's actually a great question. Here's the reason why atonal music is actually really hard to sight read. The reason why atonal music is hard to sight read is because I'm not actually sight reading. And anybody who's good at sight reading is not actually sight reading. We're putting things in buckets as we go along. And tonality is a huge advantage because you effectively, all the rules on the field are right there already. Even for somebody like Debussy who has his own little quirks, he's still playing by these rules. And these rules are going to very much help you read. So for example, we got to the un poco mosso part of this Claire de Lune right here, right? We're in D flat major. Guess what he does? He starts on D flat major. I'm not barely reading this at all. I just go, there's a chord there. And I go, piece of cake, 1, 3. And then he does something a little weird. Maybe the first time you read this, you get a little confused by this part. Right? You're a little like, what is going on there? But then you learn pattern recognition. And so the second time it comes around, it's much easier. And then even this part, I don't need to actually read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the left-hand notes are just D flat major. So I can just sit there and go, what is it? same part here, E flat major, the whole time here. If I had to sit there and read every single note, I would not be able to actually make it happen. Atonal music really challenges that because every single note could be not related to the one before. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever done this. Probably the only person in humanity who may be close to this would be Marc-Andre Hamelin. You could technically play so much atonal music, you start to recognize the patterns in 12-tone music. It would be theoretically possible. And if that happened, you would get to the point that you could sight read atonal music just as well as someone who is sight reading classical. But it's all about that pattern recognition. La Campanella, I could do a little abbreviated version. I don't really want to actually play the real La Campanella because it's a pain. It's a pain. That's one. Let's do a little bit of Albanese, but before we do that, I'll answer a different question. I have learned some Chopin etudes. What am I doing here? I'm being too heavy. My right hand is not feeling good today. So, Revolutionary Etude is really, really good. Why is the video inverted? Because you're learning Revolutionary right now. Revolutionary is not as bad as it feels. The worst part is the beginning. The worst part is totally the beginning. That beginning lineup of it, awful. Although I will give you a hint. Tritones. So you got the tritones there, and you're going to go through and emphasize those tritones and then almost barely play anything else. There we go. That's so much better. Still working on it. Yes. Awful, awful, awful. After that, it gets so much easier. I did the C major one too, that one. It was a while ago. If you are not watching the Richter one over and over and over again, here's the best way to get good at the Revolutionary Etude. Watch Richter, watch his hands, look at how relaxed the dude is. Again, I got plenty to learn. That is craziness. If you're someone looking to get more into playing Chopin from a more intermediate perspective, where would you start? Listen to the mazurkas, no, it isn't Waterfall. Hold on. I'll look up which one it is. I can see it right now. I'll pull it up and let you know which one it is. Great Gig in the Sky. Ooh, that would be fun. I like that idea. Let's grab that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a slightly different take than CV Gaming and Vinny, which is the waltzes are great, the nocturnes are great, the polonaises are great, the mazurkas are great. And so I would highly encourage you to basically go ahead and just listen to the nocturnes, the waltzes, the mazurkas, and the polonaises, and decide which one is sort of your flavor. There's really hard ones in all of those, and there's a ton of very approachable ones in all of those. So some people love the nocturnes. I'd say that's probably the biggest popularity. But yeah, like Chopin, stuff like that, that's really, really good. So yeah. All right, let's do a little bit of Great Gig in the Sky. Ballad number one, and then you were talking iPhone ringtone. We can do that. Just having some fun here. All right, iPhone ringtone. Boop, 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 boop. Let's play the right accidentals. Is this giving anybody anxiety? Sorry. That was kind of fun. Not gonna lie. Oh, CV Gaming. Okay, that's the link. Where's the link? Did I see it somewhere? If you posted a link, it may just have gone away. So you may do Discord. Back to the Old House by the Smiths. Yeah, I haven't. Here's the crazy thing. I've had my phone on mute for like, I don't know, 15 years. And I still get kind of a little bit of anxiety when I hear it go off. Yeah, CB Gaming, it's gonna kill your links because it's gonna go that spam, even though it's not, because they're worried about people getting phished. So if you can, probably the best way to send it would be to pop on the Discord if that's possible, and do it that way. Let's grab ballad number one. We'll do a little bit more, and then we'll probably call it a day for today, because I still have some work I need to do. I heard this so many times in college. Everybody wanted to play this. And then I was there playing Schoenberg because I was a weirdo. Intervention. Sometimes it feels like an intervention. Not gonna lie. Okay, muse score unison interval study. All right, sounds good. That works. Muse score unison interval study. Ooh, there you go. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna play that in 2 seconds. My piano teacher gave me 2 Chopin etudes this semester on top of a Beethoven sonata and a Bach intervention. Oh, thank you. I mean, the Bach intervention is just great. One semester in college, my piano teacher told me I needed to do all 15 Bach inventions. Yeah, I think it's 15. Because she was like, yeah, you need to get better at technique. Way underrated technique exercise is just to play all the Bach inventions. But they're not too bad. Beethoven sonata, which Beethoven sonata? Because that can make or break the whole thing. And if you already had a handle on it, I mean that sounds about the same workload that I'd have in college for classical. It just would have probably not been 2 Chopin etudes. It would have been 1 etude and then a modern piece. Klovin by Kovalevsky. The Clown. Oh, I did this the other day. Sure, we can do that. That's always fun. Okay, let's do this piece by CV Gaming. unclear where the C sharps are or where they're not. That's going to be my first comment that I'm going to throw out there is, oh, Tempest. Yes. Okay, just the first movement. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not, I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to under hype your workload. That's a lot, Vinny. But first movement's not awful. That was actually my senior recital sonata, was the Tempest Sonata. That's a good one. Okay, so the first thing I'd say to you, CV Gaming, is put in some courtesy accidentals for you. Put in some courtesy accidentals, because I don't know if MuseScore lets you do that, but I'm guessing, I don't know, is that C sharp? Or no, the way you have this written. I'd just say some courtesy accidentals would be nice. I like this. I like that a lot. Okay. All right. Let's see. So then we go through. Then we get a different theme here. Okay, so first of all, lots of unifying features in this, which is really nice. Playing, and I did, oh, thank you. In your jazz band, supposed to be practicing. Vinny, let me tell you, you want to compose music for video games? Yeah, so the first thing that I'd tell you is the same thing that the composition teacher told me in college, and he was totally right. Work on your instrument as much as humanly possible. Like, don't worry about it composing. That will come. Work on the instrument as much as possible. If you want to compose, you're going to compose. And the better you are at your instrument, the more you're going to get done with that. I'll play one of my pieces near the end of this so that I have a leg to stand on. But before I do that, let me talk to CV Gaming about this. So this is what I would say. You want to know what you're going for. If you're going for sort of a Stravinsky-esque block structure of I do this thing, then I do this other thing out of nowhere, then you're getting it. But if you want it to be a little smoother, I think you're going to need a little bit more work of thinking about your harmonic context and understanding how one thing leads into the next thing. So for example, going to G minor from A major, and then to like C sharp diminished is really offsetting. So like, for example, if you wanted to go to minor, you could go, and then either add on an extension, or if you want to go to minor straight from there, what you may want to do is something like, and go to D minor there. Just tell people, because that would be, let's shout yourself out, CV Gaming, because this is cool. So I got some ideas for you, Vinny, in just a second. You guys are getting me on a tangent that I like going to. So So that would be the first thing I'd say is decide what you want it to be. Decide what you want it to be. Now, I will give you some high marks on not abandoning an idea. I think a huge thing that younger composers do is they get an idea and then they immediately run away from it because they're like, oh, people will get bored of this. That's just not true. People love repetition. Music is all about repetition. Now, you could play a little bit more, and you do later, but you could play more like, that's fun. Maybe you do something like that earlier on. Maybe, I don't know. You do the octave variation, which is nice. You start adding in different ideas, which is nice. I do like that. I would say the two biggest things that stand out to me, if you want me to actually critique it, because again, I like a lot of the stuff here. I don't want to be down on you about it because it's really cool and you're putting out something fresh. And I love the unison thing. And I think you do a good job of embracing the idea of doing something based on a unison. The two big ideas would be readability, and that's going to come from courtesy accidentals. So adding in C sharps or natural signs, depending, to really make it clear, even when they're not needed. And then the second one is going to be harmonic. What harmony do you really want to go for? Because I like your harmonic ideas. Again, something that I used to do a ton when I was composing stuff when I was younger is I would pull from super disparate harmonic structures because it's shocking and that's fun to do, right? But I would say what works a little bit better is to think about, okay, how do I actually bridge these ideas so they transition more smoothly? And the best way to think about that is you have bridge chords all the time, right? So you have, for example, A major goes back to D major. But A major can also go up to B flat major. A major can also go to D minor. A major can also go to C major. A major can also go to B major. It's all where you think about those chords. But then when you bridge over, now you're playing by a different set of rules, and you need to respect those rules over there. Again, this is all assuming you want it to sound smoother. If you don't want it to sound smoother, if you want it to be chaotic, if you want it to be disruptive, then you just lean into that even more. That would be kind of my final thought, is I want one or the other. I want it to either be like nuts or I want it to be smoother. That's what I would say. For a resolution to E major or E minor. Exactly, Georgios. I'm going to play a piece now so you don't just assume that I'm just talking crap just to talk crap. Let me grab one of mine. This is when I was going through a period where I was writing all really short songs because I was writing them to make NFT artwork to them. Yeah, we'll do this sucker. It's called Whispers of What Is to Come. Let's see. That add 9, yeah, I love add 9. Sight reading, I struggle even learning from sheets. Sight reading is kind of like a superpower, I'm not gonna lie. I know that's just a big pat on the back for me. Yeah, CV Gaming anytime. Really appreciate, I love talking music and composition. Big hands. Um, what I basically do is develop a major theme, add small changes, then take the major theme and just add a bunch of like jumps or arpeggios to them, then go back to something similar to the beginning. Vinny, okay, sorry, everybody. CV Gaming is way entertaining me too much. Oh, you did, wait. Oh, you did a, our God is an awesome God as a, oh, that's dope. I'll have to look at this some other time. That actually looks really cool. Abstract March, okay. Shout out to Rock. I can't quite span a 13th. I can span a 12th. I can span a 12th. So I'm not quite to Rock. Vinny, this is the one thing I will say about what you're saying about writing music. I would say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so I would change something you're doing, and you just kind of, I think, told yourself what you probably should change. If you're really serious about writing music, you need to actually write music. Now, Hans Zimmer does it with recordings and MIDI inputs. So you don't have to necessarily write it by hand, although I would highly encourage you to. Just because Hans Zimmer gets away with it doesn't mean you can get away with it. Rushy, we will do Rushy for the masses. And then I do want to talk about finishing a piece, and then I do want to do the CV Gaming thing. Do you prefer digital piano, acoustic piano, or keyboard? I way prefer an acoustic piano. First driver's test attempt? Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, it happens. It happens. It's all good. I'm sure you'll pass the next one. Okay. Do you have any tips finishing pieces? I have so many great ideas, but the hardest part is always turning them into well-rounded pieces. Okay. I'm gonna give you a really trite suggestion, and then I will give you a slightly better one. The really trite suggestion is just in the piece. So I don't care, like take the idea that you have and go, what do I need to do to actually finish this sucker? So let's say you got 2 themes and you have a little bit of mix and mash, and then you're like, okay, if I just went back to the first theme, played it slightly different, I'm done. Or maybe you've got one great theme and you realize you can kind of Chopin it up and just vary it, right? And then vary it again. And then maybe you have a slight B section and then vary it one more time and you're done. That's what he did with like all the nocturnes. Like that's like seriously like every single nocturne. That's my trite idea. The slightly longer one is get into the habit of editing small amounts daily instead of trying start to finish in like one sitting. That would be kind of the more practical long-term advice if you really want to compose a lot is when I'm at my best, which I'm not gonna lie, right now I'm kind of one of my worst compositional slumps right now because my life is just stupid busy right now. But when I'm at my best, I have time for new ideas. And then I sit down with at least one idea every day and try to get a couple measures refined. And so that could be copy paste and then adjust for a new section. That could be rewriting a couple things. That's kind of me at my best is new ideas, work on the new ideas. New ideas, work on the new ideas. You do that long enough, you'll have tons of stuff done. Okay, yeah, CV gaming. Let's come back to it a different time because we gotta be out. We gotta be out for now. Any recommendations for an affordable piano? Yeah, we'll just be out for now. So take it easy, everybody. Thanks so much. See everybody later. Tomorrow probably will happen. I have my parents coming over, but I don't know how long they're staying. If they stay most of the day, I may not get to stream. But anyway, family does come first. But I'll see you guys later. You guys are almost family. We'll get there.